Hello everybody, I'm Tad and this is Board Games, War Games, and Miniatures. Alright, we're getting ready to start our next playthrough series, and it is Bismarck Solitaire Deluxe Edition. Of course, this is from Worthington Publishing, and it is actually a deluxeified version of the bookshelf games that they put out. This is my second one that I'm doing. Oh, where is the other one? I think it's over there, actually. I'm sorry. I did Archie's War, if you've seen that video. Also, if you've been watching, I did an unboxing for this. So we're going to do it like we normally do. We're going to do a setup video and then a playthrough. The games aren't very long, which I appreciate. So I may do a couple. They do have an easy, a medium, and a hard, version of the game. I may do one of each. I don't know. Let's see how it goes. I just want to talk a little bit about Bismarck. So, Sink the Bismarck. I don't know if any of you have read this game. It's by C.S. Forrester. Geez, when was it published? Gosh, this was published... Ooh, wow, 1958. Yeah, so a friend of mine, the friend who got me into playing war games, board games, role-playing games, back in, geez, when was it? 1976? He gave me this book. He said, yeah, you got to read this fascinating story about this German ship, the Bismarck. And took place in 1941, and he gave me this book and I read it, and I loved it. I was just enthralled with it. He had the game Sink the Bismarck. I think it was Avalon Hill game. We played that. What else do you have? Jutland. That really broke me into playing war games first, even before I got into playing board games. I mean, other than Monopoly and things like that. Yeah, geez. My first game that I ever bought, I think I've talked about this before. I personally bought Luftwaffe. We played Luftwaffe. I bought 88. We played that. They're both on my shelf back here. One of the first games he had was Richthofen's War. And I don't know, that was my introduction into war games back in the day. Avalon Hill games, SBI games. And this book was what really got me interested in Bismarck. Every time I see a Bismarck game, I buy it. I've got several on my shelves. And this is the next one. So I hope you all enjoy it. We're going to go to the top-down view. We'll do a setup video as usual, and then we'll do a couple playthroughs. I hope you stick around. Thank you. All right, let's set this game up. Great picture on the front of the box. I love it. Let's open the box, see what we have here. Of course, we've got our solitaire rules first. Now, they do give you this nice little, I don't know, it's a booklet to keep track of the mission that you play, the date that you played it, how you did, total points, things like that, just to keep track of your awards, things like that. It's a nice addition. I don't think I'll be using that very much, but they also give you this nice little triangular folder here in case you want to like put your mission on it when you're playing by yourself. Let's show you how that looks. This is the game board, British ship status, and these are actually the missions that you can choose from. I'm going to just do an easy one. This one right off the top here. Head south. I'll read it. I haven't played this one before, so we'll play that next. They are double-sided, so you have plenty of missions. Of course, you have an easy mission, you have a difficult mission, and you have hard missions. So we will be choosing to start off with an easy one. But if you're playing by yourself, you could just set this up here on this. I don't know how well you can see that, but that's pretty cool. It's a nice little thing. we won't be utilizing it, just so that you can see everything, but they do include that with the box. That's pretty cool. Again, we're going to be doing mission 4. So I'm going to set that aside. We're going to set these aside. Comes with a nice little tray with plastic covering. And pretty much you just have 3 cubes for your ships and a bunch of cubes to keep track of the multiple things that we have to keep track of. And we'll show you how to set all this up. All right. Let's move you guys aside for a minute. I'm going to open up the game board. Now, the game board is 2-sided. We do have the area here with Iceland, Greenland. We have the Denmark Straits, and then we have Scotland, Ireland, France, Norway along the eastern side here. Got a nice little compass telling you what's north. Of course, that's north. And then all the player aids really are right here. You can just set this up, select a mission, and go for it, because all the rules, everything you need is going to be here. Again, they're double-sided, and the board is double-sided as well. So this is the Battle of Denmark Strait, different mission that you can go on, and it's a more, focused in view of the area of the Denmark Straits, of course, around Iceland. You do have a little Greenland up here, and then of course the player aids are on the side here. Everything's in grids, really nice, really easy. I believe we'll probably be using this side. So I'm going to set this up here. I hope that's straight. I hope you can see it well. I do not have professional lighting, as I complain about every episode. All right, let's see. We're going to choose to play Head South, Mission 4, Objectives. There are too many British ships looking for you in the North Atlantic. Hunting should be better in the South Atlantic. How to win. Earn 3 or more victory points and exit the board south anywhere in row H and columns 1, 2, and 3. So I'm going to have to exit the board through these 3 columns anytime after turn 15. This is your turn track over here, so after turn 15, we've got to exit the board south to get a victory. Also, if you sink 2 convoys, you get to earn yourself a medal. Awesome. So one of the things that is interesting about this game is the double-sided board, and you have these British ship status where you're going to keep track of the strength of the British ships, also their speeds, their strength. You're also going to keep track of the German ships, of course, the Bismarck, the Prince I can't say it. Eugen, I believe it's pronounced, the Prince Eugen. I'm horrible. You guys know I'm horrible at pronunciations. Bismarck, Prince Eugen, and a U-boat. There are some extra victory points repairs, and this says cruiser is sunk only once per game. The Ark Royal is sunk. Ignore the royal effects. Everything you need on here, but depending on the mission you've chosen, you may utilize the other side of the board, which has like the HMS Norfolk, the Suffolk. They have different ships. The statuses are the same. For instance, the HMS King George V, all the status is the same as if you ran into it on this board. So that doesn't change. It just adds a couple different ships, like the Norfolk, like I said, and the Suffolk aren't on this board. Everything else is the same. So the only thing I don't really like about it is they don't like come out, from what I've seen, I haven't played them all, they don't say use this board or use this board. You just have to look real quick and see, you know, what ships may be available. King George, Rodney, the Hood, Wales, Ramales. All right, so we're going to be using this one. I like to set it right here at the top so I can see everything. And then I'm going to set the mission board right here. Everything's nice and compact. Hopefully everything is in the camera so you can see it clearly. And we're just going to start setting it up. So really, I'm not going to set the ships up yet, but here are the ships. We have the Bismarck. It says the Bismarck on that side, and then of course it has it in profile on the side there. We have a U-boat, and then the U-boat in profile, and the Prince Eugen, and the Prince Eugen in profile. Easiest way to tell the difference, I think, is the antenna is bigger on the Prince Eugen, but we will be utilizing those. But first, let's set up our cubes. We just have to populate the board. So the board also helps you by just saying start. So that's pretty simple. The Ramales starts at 5. Convoys we put here because you get 1 victory point for each convoy you sink. So as we sink one, we'll go 1, 2, 3, like that. Max is 5. So I put the cube for the convoys there. Next, we've got the HMS Prince of Wales. It's pretty strong with an 8. HMS Rodney, 7. The HMS Renown, 6. The HMS King George V, 9. HMS Hood, 6. And HMS Repulse with 6. That's the strength. That's how many times we need to hit these ships to sink them. And so, what's next? German ships. The German ships, you'll see these barrels here. These are extra fuel. And you can use those barrels of fuel to actually boost your speed. For instance, the Bismarck's normal speed is 2, where the Prince Eugen is a 3. So he can move faster normally. Now you can of course move up to those speeds. If anything happens through gameplay, you may lose some of your ability for your speed and you may go down. But at the beginning, the Bismarck starts at a 2, the Prince Eugen with a 3, and the U-boat with a 1. I go ahead and populate the extra fuel barrels. The Bismarck has 4. Prince Eugen has 2. The U-boat has 2. Extra victory points, repairs, and I believe that's about it. Now, you do, whenever you have ship battle, and you can choose to have some extra things you can do. You can go close in to close with the enemy ships. To close with the enemy ships any round, roll 1 die, and depending on your die roll, for instance, if you rolled a 1 or 2, add 1 die to your firepower this round. If you rolled a 6, take 2 hits, but add 1 die to your ship's firepower. So they can be good, they can be bad. Long range. To keep your distance from the enemy ships any round, roll 1 die. On a 1 to 3, remove 1 die from your ship's firepower, but ignore the first hit on your ship in this battle round. That could be useful. 4 to 6, remove 1 die from your ship's firepower, this battle round. But you don't get that, you don't want to roll 4 or 6. You can choose to escape any round after the first, because you can't escape on the first round of battle. You may choose to escape and end the battle. To escape the enemy ships and aircraft, roll 1 die. Depending on your die roll, 1 to 2, escape and avoid battle. 5 or 6, do not escape, receive 1 hit. We'll talk about those as we go, if we utilize them. I don't utilize them very often because they can be very detrimental. But I'm just going to leave a cube here. And if we choose to utilize them, I'll indicate it by moving the cube on whichever one. And of course we have our turn. We start on turn 1, turn 20. Now, you can't go more than 20. If you go more than 20, you lose, the game's over. If at any time the Bismarck is sunk, you lose, the game's over. All right, let's continue with the setup. Now, if you look at the rules, very simple. It does have a nice game setup section here, and it will instruct you that you select the location on the game board for the Bismarck, Prince Eugen, and U-boats. The Bismarck and Prince Eugen both start in any movement square you choose in rows A between columns 5 and 8. So the Bismarck and the Eugen have to start in row A, and it has to be in boxes 5, 6, 7, or 8. Pretty simple. You can place them together. You can separate them however you want. And the U-boat, though, your sub, is placed in any movement square in columns 1 through 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Anywhere along here. So, where do we want to set them? Well, you can, after you select the mission you're going to play, you can kind of look here and see where there's a lot of activity, where the ships are going to be. Pretty much the top here looks clean on a lot of these, and that's where you're going to start off anyways. And they know that you're going to start up here. And the Bismarck historically did, have a good run of it. So they kind of give you a head start. There are some areas, though, where you could get attacked right off, but at least they let you get started. We need to get down here, escape the board down here. This looks nice and clean. This is pretty clean. But this, we don't want to roll a 1, a 4, even a 6. Wherever there's some of these shaded areas, things are going to happen. So I'm going to start both the Prince Eugen. I'm going to keep them in profile if that's okay. I could leave them up like this so you can read it, but I'm going to leave them in profile. Prince Eugen I'm going to put here in 8A, and the Bismarck I'm going to put here in 8A. And the U-boat, I'm going to just set him over here, D1. Wow. That's it, guys. That's the setup. Doesn't take long. A lot of cubes. Doesn't take anything to select your scenario, your mission. And that's it. All right. Let's start playing the game. All right. We've chosen where we've set our ships. We've chosen our mission. We've populated the British ship status board. Now we're just going to start playing the game. Very simple. You've got a sequence of play right here, and you have some rules to remember. All attack rolls 1 to 3 are a hit. All attack rolls on 4 to 6 are a miss. There's British escape or remain decisions, which we have to make whenever we get into a battle. Convoys sink when they're hit once. So easy to sink a convoy. They don't have any strength. On the board, the firepower for each ship is indicated by the yellow square. So of course, the King George has a firepower of 3. Convoys, 0. The Bismarck has a firepower of 3. The Eugen has a firepower of 2. Even the U-boats have a firepower of 1. U-boats can't be hit by aircraft or can't be attacked by any ships. And U-boats really can't do much. They only have a firepower of 1, but it is what it is. We also have the victory points in blue. If we sink the King George, we get 4 victory points. For our scenario, we need to earn 3 or more. To get a medal, we need to sink 2 convoys. So we must think of that as we're playing and trying to avoid being killed, because we've got to last through turn 15. All right, let's start off. Turn sequence of play. Roll 2 dice to determine the event chart used for the turn. They give you 3 dice, a white, a black, and a red. 6-sided dice. That's how you're going to determine what to look at. Got my rolling box of cage over here. All right, let's start it off. Roll 2 dice to determine the event chart used for the turn. These are the event charts. We roll a white dice and a black dice. What do we get? 5, 5. So you look on the chart here, a 5 and a 4, 5, or 6. You use this event chart down here. So what you look at is, this says ship repair, and it's got this gray box. So we look down here and it says 1. We look at 1. If your ship was anywhere in this gray area, which would be here, we could repair 1 hit per ship. Nothing's there. Swordfish attack, fuel leak, lose all extra fuel. That would be nasty. We'd lose all our extra fuel, but none of our ships are in this 2 area. So that'd be 5, 6, and then 4 down here. Our ships are way up here in 8. So nothing happens. Isn't that awesome? Resolve any air attacks. There's no air attack indicated. Resolve U-boat attacks. No U-boat attacks. Resolve ship combat. No ship combat. Number 5, move your ships. All right, so what I like to do is, you see how we could have actually lost all of our fuel on that turn if this swordfish attack would have happened. So for that reason, I just like to utilize my fuel as soon as possible. I just get it out of the way. So I'm going to, the Prince Eugen moves 3. I think we've got to survive 15 turns. I'm liking all these clear ones up here. I'm going to stay up here as long as I can. Prince Eugen moves 3. 1, 2, 3. There's his speed 3. The Bismarck is 2. But I'm going to spend 1 of the fuels already, and so he can move 3. I just want to try to keep them together for now. All right, mark the turn and repeat the sequence. Simple. Turn 1, done. Beautiful. All right, back up to the top. Turn the sequence. Roll 2 dice, white and black, and I got a 3, 3. 3, 1, 2, and 3 is Force H from Gibraltar. Anything in the 1 area, and there is nothing in the 1 area. And you notice I didn't move my U-boat. You don't have to, my last turn. But if there was, then it says the Renown. So we would know that the Renown is in this area. It also says air attack. This is an event. Events happen no matter what area it's in. So air attack event, roll 2 air attack dice for the Ark Royal. Apply hits on 1, 2, or 3 to ships of the player's choice. Do not roll if Ark Royal is sunk. And I got 1-3. Oh shoot, I didn't populate the Bismarck. Alright guys, yell at me in the comments. I forgot to populate these. I wonder why I had so many more yellow cubes over there in the box. Alright, I think I'm going to go ahead and give one of the hits to the Bismarck. He's now down to a 10. Alright, resolve the air attack. No U-boat attacks. No resolve ship combat. No move your ship. Now we get to move our ships. I'm going to do the same thing I just did. I'm going to utilize one of my extra fuels for my Bismarck. I'm going to move the Eugen 3 and the Bismarck 3. I am going to move my U-boat down 1. I don't know why, I just am. All right, mark the turn. Done, 2 turns, done. That simple. That's how easy it is to play. Roll the white and black dice. We have a 4-1. 4-1 is event bombers. So, event bombers, British bombers, zone 1. So this is all zone 1. All right, so we are in zone 1. We are in 5A. 2 ships in a row. Our U-boat is not in zone A. So we have to roll 1 die to see if they spot our ships. And I rolled a 5. Nothing was spotted. All right, so we got away with that one, luckily. No U-boat attacks, no ship combat. Move your ships. All right. The Prince Eugen is going to go 1, 2, 3, and the Bismarck is going to go 1, 2. All right, we've hooked up. And that's the end of turn 3. Moving right along. All right. Roll the 2 dice again. I've got a 6 and a 5. That's this chart over here. 6, 4, 5, or 6. All right. So in zone 1, we have King George V. Where is... All right. So King George V is here. Zone 2 is down here. It's the Ramales, and the repulsor and convoys are in 3. It does say each ship may attack only 1 convoy per turn. Each ship though, so that's fine. Nothing is in there except our U-boat. Now, our U-boat can choose to attack the King George if it wants to. All right, so a U-boat isn't actually just one individual U-boat. It's a group of U-boats together. And when they find themselves in an area that has a ship, they can choose to just evade. They can run away, escape, and there's nothing that can be done about it. They just escape. But they can choose to take a shot. So the U-boat can, if it rolls a 1, 2, or 3, it can do 1 point of damage, in this case, to the Prince George. If it rolls a 4, 5, or 6, it takes a damage. So I think we're going to try it. We're just going to try it. We're going to resolve a U-boat attack. There are no air attacks. Let's roll and see what happens. And I got a 4. So the U-boat takes a hit. That's not great. U-boats, if it gets sunk, it is a -1 victory point, which isn't nice. But it can support the ships. I don't want it to die. But then it says resolve ship combat, move your ships. After the end of that turn, the turn is over. for the U-boats. It could only attack the one time. And it got hit, so not good for us. All right. Resolve ship combats, no ship combats, move your ship. I'm going to, again, use one of my extra fuels from my Bismarck to move 3. The Prince Eugen is going to go 1, 2, 3. And the Bismarck's going to go 1, 2, and 3. My U-boat, I'm going to move down to E. And that's it. Mark your turn. All right, we're on turn 5. See what happens. 4-3. 4-3 is again bombers. We are no longer in, we are way over here in 2 now. So we are not in that zone at all. Nothing happens. No air attack, no U-boats, no combat. Move the ships. I'm going to use my last fuel on the Bismarck. And we're going to go, oh, where do I want to go? I think I want to go down the coast. We can't stay down the coast. We've got to be around for 15 turns. But I'm going to take my chances. I'm going to go 1. This was the Bismarck. 1, 2, 3. And the Eugen is going to go 1, 2, 3 and stay with him. And my U-boat is going to move down once again. That's it. That's the end of the turn. On to turn 6. All right, see what happens. 5-2. 5 and a 2 is heavy cruiser event. So heavy cruisers are in zone 1, which is C2. So it's in this square here. To 5. We don't have anything in it. Nice. So nothing to do. Get away scot-free again. And we get to move our ships. I don't have any extra fuel for my Bismarck, so he's going to start slowing down. So the Eugen is going to go, I want to get way over here. 1, 2, 3. And my Bismarck is going to go 1, 2. At least I stay in the same zone. All right, that's it. Move the turn marker. We're now on turn 7. We haven't really encountered anything. We've still got to sink 3 points, victory points somehow. So I can't run away forever. 5-4. I've been rolling a lot of this. Seaworthy, event seaworthy. Ship repairs. If in this zone, repair the ship. 1 hit per ship. That's awesome. I'm going to get to repair the Bismarck because we're in this zone. There's no swordfish attack for the zones over here. So that's good. Really, this is pretty uneventful. Get to move our ships again. Prince Eugen, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And my U-boat, I'm going to move over here a little bit. All right, end of turn. We're on to turn 8. Come on, let's get something original. 3-1. 3-1 is Force H from Gibraltar. All right, so the renown is down here in this area. F, we're avoiding everything. We don't have to worry about it. Air attack event, roll 2 air attack dice for the Ark Royal. Apply hits on a 1 to 3 to ships of the player's choice. Do not roll if the Ark Royal is sunk. So once again, we're going to roll 2 attack dice because we are in the air attack phase, which is phase 2. And I rolled 2 6s. Again, no hits. Awesome. Now we get to move our ships. I'm going to go 1, 2. And the Eugen is going to go 1, 2, 3. And my U-boat is going to move over 1, as well. That's the end of movement. On to turn 9. All right, 6-5. 6-5 is Convoy Hunt. So the King George V is in D. Right here. We're not in D. But the Remalis is down here, but in 3. The Repulse and the Convoy are in zone 3. That's right here, and we are in that area. Awesome. So, we've got the Remalis. It's right here. It only has a 5. We could probably take this baby out. If we could take this baby out, we can get 2 victory points, and we could take out a Convoy, and that would give us another victory points. There'd be our 3 victory points right there. That would be awesome. And it does say convoys sink when hit once. That's not bad. And each ship may attack only 1 convoy per turn. Okay. Let's Bismarck can fire 3. The Prince Eugen can fire 2. The U-boat can fire 1. Now, I could choose to use one of my battle tactics now. Add 1 die to your firepower this round. Receive 1 hit, but add 1 die to your firepower. Prince George is... No, we're doing the Remalis. We're going to take a risk, because I'd like to do really well with these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, with the Bismarck, I'm going to try to close in. So I'm going to try to close in with the Bismarck. Oh, let's see what happens. I get to roll 1 die. I want a 1 or 2. And I got a 2. 1 to 2. Add 1 die to your firepower this round. So I get to roll 4 dice for my attack from Bismarck. Do I want to do the same thing with the Eugen? Four. I don't think so. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use my U-boat first to shoot at a convoy. I want to try to get a victory point from the convoy. One shot. Come on, baby. And I got a 2, so I take out a convoy. Awesome. Each ship may attack only 1 convoy per turn. All right, that's that turn done for the U-boat. That's cool. Now I'm not going to do a battle tactic for the Eugen. Let's roll for the Bismarck. The Bismarck gets to roll 4 dice. And of course we're attacking the Remalis. Always the German boats get to go first. And if you can destroy or sink the ship before it's their turn, they don't get to fire. So it doesn't really happen, at the same time. And that is a horrendous roll. I got no hits. I do get to roll 1 more. And I got 1 hit on the Remalis. That was horrible. 4 dice, and I only hit it once. That's an issue with the game. It depends entirely, almost entirely on die roll. Let's use the Eugen. The Eugen gets to roll 2 at the Remalis. Oh, 2 1s. 2 damage. Man, if the Bismarck could have done any better, we might have been able to get some victory points here. We might have been able to get 3 victory points right there. All right, so now the Remollis, the convoy doesn't get to fire. It has no firepower, but the Remollis does get to fire. And if a ship in the same area, it always will fire. The first ship will fire at the Bismarck. The second ship will fire at the Eugen if it's in the same area. And then all remaining ships, if there are more, will fire all at the Bismarck. So the Remollis will be firing at the Bismarck, and he gets 2 firepower. And of course, he hits me twice. This is how I always roll. All right, that sucks. All right, so now after you resolve that round of battle, you look at this here. It says British escape or remain decision. So the AI is going to say, is a Remollis and the convoy going to stick around, or are they going to split? All British ships stay in ship combat if the groups, that's all the British ship in the group, total current strength exceeds the German ship group's total current strength. So the Remollis' strength is 2. It's not even close to our total strength. So otherwise, all British ships try to escape after the first round. On a roll to 1 to 3, they escape. Even the convoy. On a roll 4 to 5, they must stay for another round of ship combat. If the German player stayed or failed on an escape attempt. I didn't even do an escape attempt. I just did the one close-in attempt for the Bismarck. All right, let's roll and see if they stick around. And they rolled a 1, so they escape. So they're gone. I didn't get to sink the Remollis. That was a great chance. I did get 1 victory point because of the convoy. All right, that's that. Now I get to move my ships. I'm going to move the U-boat again. What do I want to... I'm in E. E isn't great. I think what I want to do, we're only on, well, this is the end, this is turn 9. I don't know why I want to do this, but I'm gonna go straight along here for a bit. So the Bismarck will move 2. 1, 2. The Eugen will move 1, 2, 3. Stay with the Bismarck. Everybody's nice and tight together. See if that helps us. All right, mark the turn and repeat the sequence. All right, we're on turn 10. So you can kind of calculate it out, right? So at the end of this, so turn 10, the Bismarck's gonna move 2. Or it could move 0, it could move 1. 1, 2 is 10, 11, 12, you know, that would be 13. So I have to do a couple more moves, but I need to stay within here. I may circle back and go down. Let's see what happens. All right. And I rolled a 2, 4, 2, 4, 5, 6, torpedo attack. So in zone 1, and we are in zone 1, we have the vicious swordfish planes. Great. And then in zone 2, we don't have anything in zone 2, so we don't have to worry about the Ark Royal. All right. During air attack phase, roll 2 air attack dice for British carriers. Apply hits on a 1 to 3 to ships of the player's choice. Do not roll for Ark Royal if it's sunk. Well, we don't have to roll for the Ark Royal because nobody's in that zone. So roll 2 air attack dice from British carriers. Apply hits on a 1 to 3, and I didn't get any. No hits again. Awesome. We get to move. I'm going to move. I got to get some points though too. I'm going to stay in this area. We're still pretty strong. gonna try to sucker in some people here. All right, so the Bismarck is going to go 2. Prince Eugen is going to go 1, 2, 3, and my U-boat's going to go 1. All right, that's the end of the turn. We're now on turn 11. We're really not encountering much. 4, 5. 4, 5, again, rough weather. Oh, that's the whole board. All ships reduce speed to 1. Reduce speed to 1 for this turn for all ships. So our speed's going to go down to 1. The U-boat's already a 1. That sucks for this whole turn. But that's it. It's just bad weather. There's no air attacks, U-boats, anything like that. We get to move, but we can only move 1. I'm going to move 1 for the Bismarck, 1 for the Eugen, and 1 for the U-boat. That's it. On turn 2, 12. Man, we may just have to stay on the board so I can get some more victory points here. 6, 6. All right, now we got something going on here. All right, convoy hunt. We are in E. E, and we're in 4 and 3. So we've got the repulse and a convoy. So now we've got a repulse and a convoy. We may have to just sink 3 convoys to get our 3 victory points. And that would do everything. We earn 3 victory points and sink 2 convoys to earn a medal. That's probably all we have to do. All right, so we're in battle. I think I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to first, before I do anything in this battle round, is I'm going to attack a convoy with the U-boat. No, miss. Dun, 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 dun. And I am going to try to close in with the Bismarck. Come on, baby. And I got a 3. So on a 3 to 5, I receive 1 hit, but I do get to add 1 die to your ship's firepower for this round. So the Bismarck does take a damage, but I do get to roll 4. This time, I'm also going to do it for, I'm going to try to close in with the Eugen. 6, horrible. Take 2 hits, but add 1 die to your ship's firepower. So he does get the 1 die, but he gets 2 hits. That's not good. That sucks. All right. So this battle round, we're going to attack with 4 strength for the Bismarck. And of course, we're going to be attacking the repulse. Come on, let's try to take a ship out here, guys. Got 1 hit. And I get 1 more die. Nope, 1 hit. Bismarck sucks. Bismarck can't hit broadside of a barn. And now the Eugen gets to roll 3. And he gets 1. Yeah, that sucks. All right, that's the end of the round. Now the repulse gets to fire back. It gets 2 on the Bismarck, and it gets 1 hit. Now we have to see if the British ship decides to remain or flee. It's got a strength of 4. All our ships, I mean, even the Eugen is still at a 4, is stronger than that. So they do get to roll a dice. On a 1 to 3, they escape, even with the convoy. Oh, they don't. They stick around. That's good. So now we've got another round. Again, I'm going to take my U-boat and attack the convoy. And I miss. Oh, should I try to close in again? I don't know. I'm going to try to close in with the Bismarck, but probably not the Eugen. Let's try to close in. And I got a 4, which is I get 1 hit, but I do get my extra dice. All right, I'm not going to risk it with the Eugen. All right, we get to roll four battle dice on the repulse from the Bismarck. And got 2 hits. We get to roll 1 more die. Oh, just missed. So 2 more hits. Come on, let's take this baby out. And the Prince Eugen gets to roll 2 dice. And yes! 2 hits. 1, 2. We sink the repulse. Woohoo! That's awesome. That's awesome. And so on a roll 4, 5, 6 must stay through round ship combat. German player stayed or failed an escape attempt. I'm pretty sure that once that ship is sunk, the convoy flees. It doesn't have an escort anymore. I forgot to move after that turn. We get to move our speed back up from last turn. Now we've got 3 victory points. That's great. If we want to get a medal, we do have to sink 1 more convoy. But let's start getting out of here. The Prince Eugen is going to go 1, 2. He's not going to move full speed. And the Bismarck is going to go 1, 2. And my U-boat is going to move down with them. Move that aside. We're now on turn 13. All right, let's see. We do have winning conditions. A 4-3. 4-3 is bombers again. British bombers, where are we? We're in 4. Nope. Don't have to worry about the British bombers hitting us. They can't find us. We're not in that area. Awesome. Simple. We get to move again. Prince Eugen is going to move 1, 2. Bismarck's going to go 2. My subs are going to move 1. Turn 14. Do got to get back over here though, right? I've got to be in 1, 2, or 3 when I go off the board. All right, next turn, turn 14. A 1, 4, 1, 4. Oh, geez, everything's full up here. Warships, lone warship. We are in 4 and 3 F and G. 4 and 3 F and G is 4 is the Rodney. Rodney's by himself, right here in our area. We get to attack him. That's awesome. Okay, the Rodney does have some strength. It's got a strength of 7. We still might want to try to take him out. But I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to... Well, I could. Any round after the first, I could keep him at long distance. We just need to survive now. We've got the victory. He doesn't have convoy with him. Let's see if we can keep him at long range. All right. 1 to 3. Remove 1 die from your ship's firepower, but ignore the first hit on your ship in this battle round. 4 to 6. Remove 1 die from your ship's firepower battle round, but doesn't help me. I just need to survive. I'm going to do that. I'm going to try. Now, it's only 1 ship. That 1 ship will only shoot at the Bismarck. He's not going to shoot at the Prince Eugen. So I'm not going to worry about him. I'm going to try to keep this ship at long range. So I'm going to roll 1 die. And we got a 5. 4, 5, or 6. Remove 1 die from your ship's firepower this battle round. So it doesn't hurt me, but it doesn't help me at all. Except, well, it does hurt me. I can only fire 2 now with the Bismarck. All right, Bismarck's gonna shoot at the, what is it, the Rodney? Got one hit on the Rodney. The Prince Eugen is going to fire 2 on the Rodney. And got 2 hits. And my U-boat is in that area. So my U-boat's going to go ahead and fire 1 at the Rodney. And I got another hit. Wow. I might take this baby out. Now the Rodney gets to fire at us. Of course, he's going to fire at the Bismarck, and he gets 3. Strong ship. He got 1. 1 hit on the Bismarck. All right, now let's see if the British ship stays around. He's down to a 3. We are much stronger. He rolls 1 dice to see if he remains, and he rolled a 2. He escapes. So the Rodney is taken off. That's great for us. No big deal. We get to move. We're going to go, the Eugen is going to go 2. The Bismarck is going to go 2. U-boat's going to go 1. We are on turn 15. We're doing awesome. 4-6. 4-6 is rough weather. All ship speed reduced to 1. Well, that kind of sucks for this turn, but that's all it does. So we each get to move 1. The Bismarck's going to move 1. The Eugen is going to move 1. The U-boat is going to move 1. Now, to win the game, I do not have to get the U-boat off the board. I'm just keeping them all, close together. That's the 15th turn. We're on the 16th turn. We can just go off the board and win the game. But let's see what happens. Still got to do 1 more turn. 1-1. Wing and a prayer. Torpedo damage engines in zone 1. We don't have anything in zone 1. Luftwaffe protection in zone 2. We have nothing in zone 2. Nothing happens. And we're back up to our full movement. The Eugen is going to go off the board, and the Bismarck is going to go off the board. That's the end of turn, and we won the game. That's it. That's how easy it is. Well, it was an easy one. We did get 3 victory points, which gives us the win. We only sunk 1 convoy, so we do not, if you sink 2 convoys, you get a medal. So we didn't get awarded any medal for that mission, but we survived, we are alive, and we won. Woohoo! The Bismarck strikes again. All right, guys, that's the easy. I think we'll go ahead and I'll probably play a hard one, or difficult, and a hard one. We'll pick them randomly and see what happens with that. All right, thank you.